Folks, we are back. And this is Love Day Afrobeat Music Talk Radio, your number one African Caribbean online radio. It is Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It means we have something great for you. And we are going to be here with a load of information, excitement on this program today. Today is the first day that we are doing this program for this year, 2024. And before we move on to what we have for you today, folks, let me give you some information. The information that I have for you is that when we started Highway 6 to Africa, the very first artist, the very first superstar who was on this program was SOJABOY. I don't think SOJABOY knows about it.
Amen.
Today, yes. And today,
oh my God.
Oh yeah, you did.
That was historical, like I love that.
That's right, you see. And today, being the first show of the year 2024, you are the first superstar to be on this show.
It seems like we're gonna make it first even in the heaven. Amen.
And folks, there you have it. Welcome to Highway 6 to Africa, the program that is turning a lot of heads around the globe. And today we have a very special show for you. Seriously, we have the man himself, SOJABOY. He has just released a track, very beautiful, trending. I have listened to it. I will play 24/7 Sila. Yes, Sila is my favorite track of the year, last year and this year. And on that note, I would like to take this opportunity to open up the floor and ask PETRAA to introduce SOJABOY, my brother.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. So yes, Love Bay family, should go PETRAA tuning in here. TYB from Mollinga. We're really happy to have SOJABOY here with us, our first guest of 2024. So how you doing today, SOJABOY?
Thank you so much. I want to say a big happy new year to all of you and all the people watching and listening. I remain Usman Omar SOJABOY from 90 Day Fiancé from Nigeria, from TLC. And then I say a very big good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you all, because I'm in Nigeria. It is night for me, but I don't know whatever time it is. I'm greeting you.
You don't want to know what we have here. It's snowing outside.
I had that a lot. They say it's so snoring that you can't even open your doors. Like, damn.
We have a few more months of that to go, but it's okay. We have so much to look forward to.
Okay.
For sure. So the first thing I want to do, usually I like to ask an introduction question, just so our listeners can get to know a bit more about you. So I'd like to ask, can you just share with our listeners, who is SOJABOY?
Okay, so basically my name is Usman, but I am popularly known as SOJABOY. I'm an Afrobeat artist. I sing, I act, I'm a movie producer too. So, and from the Western world, a lot of people, or let me say majority of the people know me through the show called 90 Day Fiancé on TLC, where it airs with the first one, baby girl Lisa. Then it didn't go well between us, and then we got, just find our way to split. And then I came back with a lady called Queen Kimbali. Yeah, and then I had one season with Lisa and I had 2 seasons with Kimbali. I don't know if I'm coming back on the show again or not, but I just want to tell all the audience to keep watching, because I may come back, I may not. I don't know. But just keep watching.
I like that. So kind of mystery, So we're gonna have to tune in to see.
That's it. Just watch out.
Yeah, we like to hope that you be a part of the show, because it wouldn't be the same without you,
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. So kind of before we get into a little bit about the show, I do want to kind of focus on your music, because you mentioned you are an Afrobeat artist. So I want to ask you, so what made you want to get into music?
So what inspired me to go into music, this is something that come up right from the childhood, like life when we were kids. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever we watch movie, ideally from northern Nigeria, we have similar culture with Arab and Indians. So majority we watch Indian movies back then. So
Okay.
and it is like almost a basic in every Indian movie there must be a song.
Oh,
So right
okay.
from there I
Exactly.
developed the interest. Yeah. Right
Mm.
from there I developed the interest that whenever we watch a movie, if there's a song in it, I'll quickly cram it. And then I start developing this interest and loving, having the passion for music. And then as I start growing up, I was like, you know what, I think it's something I can do. I start writing from, like pen and paper.
Yeah.
Then there was no even studio in my hometown. I have to travel to another state.
Wow.
I have to travel from Sokoto to go to Kanu to voice out my songs. So that's how
Wow.
it started. And then I keep
Yeah.
on pushing and today, like I'm into it. It become business for me.
Mhm. Yeah, most definitely. That's
Yeah.
amazing, you know? And I think
Yeah,
it
that's
shows the level of like determination for the
yeah.
craft to be able to travel just to voice.
Yeah. I never give up in anything I'm doing. I am a very
Hmm.
committed and hardworking guy. Whatever thing I started in my life, I've never ever give up. The thing is that even if the body is weak, the heart is always been consistent. Sometimes I feel like, am I gonna leave this? Maybe it's not gonna work. Once I wake up, I'll be like, you know what? If you leave, you lose. So I have to keep on going.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we like to hear. And that's really great for a lot of our younger listeners too, because a lot of them, they're blessed in a time where like they can build a home studio, they can record
Yeah.
from their phone. But all of us, everyone on this platform right now and on the show can know a time when it wasn't that case. And we didn't have to travel for the craft,
Yeah, I
like
do.
the
That
level
I
of
do have. Yeah, I do have studio in my house right now. Like
that's good.
anyone I build, yeah, anywhere I build a house, I have studio in it. Anywhere, like I have house in Sokoto, I actually have studio in it. I
Okay,
have house in
awesome.
Kaduna, I also have studio in it. So I always have studio in my house.
Okay, awesome. That's good. It
Yeah,
makes it easy to make those hits, okay?
yeah, because you can just wake up with the inspiration and you just go to the studio, pop, pop,
Exactly.
pop, 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 drop it there, and then it become a hit.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
thank you, thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
my pleasure.
TRB?
Yeah, fam. I call him fam because you know what? He's a brother from another mother. And
Yeah,
I have followed his career. I'm excited to have him because anytime that we've tried to bring him, apart from the first time, the second time that he was supposed to come, he was busy. But you know what? Every
yeah.
uh-huh.
The second time was in November last year, and I was in Istanbul, and I was actually filming my movie called Yahoo Boy.
Mhm.
So I have a movie called Yahoo Boy, and I went there to shoot it in Istanbul. And unfortunately, that day I totally forgot because I was busy. So before I checked, the time has passed. I was like, "Oh my god!" Because me and this radio station we become family. I don't want to like disappoint, but
We are.
it
We are.
passed away the time that we make an agreement. So I feel so much bad about it. Like I was so sad, but I was like, you know what? We're gonna make it next time. That's why today I come back. I was out doing something actually, but I was like, you know what? 2 hours to the time, I'm coming back. Let me just wait for them.
you
You
know,
know?
you know what, folks? Yeah. SOJABOY made sure that today won't pass him by. So, he
No,
called
no, no,
to
no.
invite it because, you know what? It's been a blessing. It's been a pleasure. And we would like to also see our music go out there. But before we continue, my question will be, how did it all start? How did the music start? Because I have other follow-up questions to ask you as we go along. How did it all start?
All right. So as I stated earlier, um, so the music, like love and passion started when I was a kid, and then after I grew up, I become a, like young man. I start feeling like, okay, this is something I love so much, and it is a business. So I think it is time for me to, like, pay attention into it to see how I can voice out the beautiful, like, music from my language and from my region and from my country. And also, I can let the world see my culture, because the funny part of it is that I am Nigerian, but Nigeria has so many language, culture, and tradition that people doesn't know about. My culture is actually the largest culture in this country, but unfortunately, that's the only culture that is not known. Like, when you listen to all the Afrobeat stars, like Whiskey, Burna Boy, like Davido, Thames, all these guys are Nigerian, but they're not from my region, and we have different custom, different tradition, different language, different looks, different outfit, everything different. I'm a Hausa by tribe, and majority of them are Yoruba by tribe or Igbo. We live in different world, but we are just been in the same country. So I'm trying to see how am I going to use my voice, which is music, or let me say entertainment in general, to bring out the culture so that the world can see. You know. So actually, that is what is the biggest, like, mission that I have right now. But the music is started from the childhood, and then it become business today. And thank God, like, the whole world is accepting Afrobeat. I think it's the most engaged genre of music right now.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And the follow-up question will be, in your part of Nigeria, in the northern part,
Uh-huh.
religiously speaking, I'm so intrigued as to how you've been able to do that, because we see few and few and fewer artists from the north making it. How were you able
Mhm.
to do it?
So do I even know? But let me just put it this way. I wanna um one thing with me is that I never give up. I told you that. Honestly, when I say I wanna become something, I may not even know how to do it, but I'll keep on pushing and learning to make sure that I get to where I want to go to. You know? So when I started music, honestly, considering that the culture where I come from, it is so rare and almost not accepted to be an artist to sing, because, like, we are like dominantly Muslims. So a lot of religion activities have been attached. I've been attached to the culture.
Mhm.
So sometimes, like, you do things. Can you guys see me?
Yeah,
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 yeah, go
absolutely.
ahead, please.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
go ahead.
Okay, okay. So sometimes you want to do something, but the fact that the community are not accepting what you're doing, it give you so much, like, weakness. It give you so much discourage. But, like, I gotta do what I gotta do, because that's my passion, my love. I have to leave my community. I have to leave my hometown. Actually, I
Exactly.
left my hometown, which is Sokoto, and moved to Kaduna, and I keep on pushing. And one day I got this opportunity of being on the show called 90 Day Fiancé, and that give me so much exposure for the whole world to see me and know what I'm doing. So I
Mm-hmm.
think I can say 90 Day Fiancé, with the help of 90 Day Fiancé, with the help of TLC, that is how I come to be discovered by the Western world. But from Nigeria, especially my region, I've been known since 2015. But
Mm-hmm.
not that big, actually. Not that big. But right now, I think at least I'm talking to you right now from Canada. That shows that I'm actually moving, like, forward.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
you've made it, and I appreciate that. I asked that question because when we look around,
Hmm.
we don't see a lot of
Yeah.
Muslim artists there, but you've made it, and that is one thing that everybody out there thinking about. Oh, they can, a Muslim cannot make this. You've disproved them. So you know what? Kudos to you. And I
Thank
will
you.
hand you over to Ron Mollinga. Ron is a singer, is a songwriter. He's in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, Ron, the floor is yours, please.
Hey, Soja Boy.
Hey,
Um,
Ron, what's up?
not much other than we're living in freezing weather right now.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 10. So a little bit colder than there in Nigeria, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's
Um,
a bit hot right now, so it's not even cold over here.
Well, we have the complete opposite of that right now.
That's
I don't know
good.
what it's like for you, TYB, in Toronto, but here in BC, it is just freezing. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Anyway, like I think it is a usual thing for you, so it's gonna come to pass. I promise.
Of course. In 4 months.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, I noticed from the show, that's interesting. I went and watched a few episodes. I noticed that you like American women in that show, especially older ones. And
Nah, nah.
but,
He's like,
Listen. So listen, I'm not. I'm under NDA,
Okay.
which is a contract that a lot of things that I cannot say.
Yeah.
for sure.
But maybe if
Of
we
course.
can have, maybe if we can have a folk like maybe WhatsApp call or any call that is not going to be made for the streaming,
Okay.
I can say some things. But right now
Yeah.
here, I can't say much, you know. But
Yeah.
like I'm just letting you know that
Yeah.
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 I'm a young man. I just clicked 35 last year, October, and I've never ever had desire or like as a spec or choice to be with only older woman. No. First of all, I just want peace in any relationship I'm going to be in. That's one. Two, life has coincidences, you know, like sometimes you love to go for Mr. A, but you end up being for Mr. B. Or maybe you plan to have the Mr. A, but Mr. A wouldn't be good for you, and then God choose, because I believe in God, God choose Mr. B for you, and you end up being with Mr. B.
Yeah.
You need to understand that
Yeah.
these ladies that I've been with, none of them I found, they found me. I didn't look for them. I don't know where they live. They reach out to me, we start being friends. And none of them have ever become my girlfriend for the choice of say, okay, baby. They keep on pushing for like 6 months or even more than that. I'll be like, listen, you know what? It's not gonna work. Let's just be friends. But coming from a culture that has a certain charity that lets you do things sometimes not for your favor, but maybe in order to sweep somebody, thinking that you are doing like, how am I gonna put it? Okay, let me say this. In my culture, you can marry either out of love or out of pity or out of help. It is a normal thing here. Like you can see somebody that say, okay, honestly, I love you. I want to be with you, and that person is willing to give you happiness. Even that person is old. When you realize that you and him being together, there's no any drama. Even if that's not your choice, you can stay with him. I know in the Western world there's nothing like that, but over here we do that. As a matter of fact, you can make a research. As a matter of fact, 90% of our mothers they got married to our fathers through their parents' arrangement,
Yeah.
and they end up being husband and wife, and they live later. They develop the love, and they keep on living together. So in the Islam and in the teaching of my culture, whether somebody is old or young, who is willing to be your partner, as long as that person is willing to give you happiness and that person is not dramatic and is willing to be loyal, you can develop the love even if the love is not there. Why? Because you don't know who you are going for that you choose. If the person doesn't love you, or if the person even love you but it's not giving you happiness, the marriage or the relationship is not gonna stay or it's not gonna last.
Yeah.
So that is how it happened to me. I always choose to be with a young lady, but if the young lady is not good for me, or I couldn't find the one that I want, and then I end up being with a old lady who is actually being peaceful, what's wrong with that? You know?
Yeah.
So that's it.
I guess I just found it interesting that you were with two different American women on the show. I mean, it's a show is a show. And I mean, it's not necessarily a reality. I get all that. but it was just interesting that they put you up with two different white Americans. And I thought,
I'm
oh,
not
this is
allowed.
interesting.
I'm not allowed to say anything in that way.
I know.
That's right. That's right. The
You say
NDA
whatever
is
you
there.
say.
Okay, I'll change topic.
Okay.
Hey,
No, you can say
the,
you can say it, but I can say. So if you want to say it, you're allowed to say it, but I can say anything.
oh, I get
About
it. I understand.
yeah.
In regard to the music end of things, that's where my area of specialty seems to be more. And I ask a lot of artists this: how do you, when you get to a song or you want to write a song, and you're sitting in wherever it is you write a song, how do you approach it? Like, for instance, I know if I give you a white, piece of paper and a pen, how would you start writing your songs? I know that many artists do it different ways, and I'd be interested in knowing how you approach songwriting.
Yeah. So in at early age of my career, I used to write, but I can tell you from 2016, 17 till date, I don't write song. I only get the beat or I wake up with inspiration. Most of the time, I get inspiration to sing when I wake up at early in the morning. When I am not awake, I am not sleeping. I always get my music at that time. So once I just get something in my brain, I'll go to the studio, I just record it and keep it. Then I'll call my producer, my engineer, my sound engineer. Then they will come and start making some beat, and then we'll go with the flow. Majority of my songs, we just play the beat, and then I'll be cracking my head, and I'll be arranging word to word, and I'll voice it out. Sometimes from this sitting that we have, I already have a song. Like let's say 20, 30 minutes. Like a Silla, I make Silla within 10 minutes. My last song, I make it within 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen many people do it that way.
Yeah.
And they and sometimes it just comes to them. Some of the biggest songs in history they've written in a half an hour.
Yeah. And there was also a time that I actually started recording a song. That song took me more than 2 weeks. Because when the beat flow, like as an artist, there's a way you sound you don't like it. So the best thing you do if you try one, two, three, and the brain is not giving what you want, just give it a rest and go. Maybe after some hours, or you go out and do something and come back. When you play the beat, then maybe you can start getting the flow coming out. But when it didn't work, just make sure that you let the brain rest. When it refresh, you get the best. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody approaches it probably differently.
Yeah.
Sometimes for me, it's getting a beat first. Sometimes it's the lyrics first. Sometimes it's the chord changes first. Sometimes it's a melody. Sometimes it's a riff I find or play that gets you started.
True.
But it's, as I say, it's different for everybody. There's no rights or wrongs, and that's the joy of it.
Yeah, true.
And folks, you are listening to Love the Afrobeat Music Talk Radio, your number one African Caribbean online radio. Those of you watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, StreamYard, and on YouTube, hey, you know that bell down there. Subscribe to the channel. And you know what? If you are listening to us, we are glad that you are with us. And this afternoon, we have our brother, SOJABOY. We are in conversation with him. And we don't interview here. We have conversations. It's not a gotcha moment, folks. It is a conversation that we are having. So join in the conversation and then let us get a lot out of SOJABOY. PETRAA.
Thank you.
Thank you, SOJABOY. Yeah, definitely from the interview so far, learning so much about you, and especially in relation to what you said
Yeah,
about
you can ask your
Nigeria.
question.
I beg your
Mind you,
pardon?
you can ask your question regardless of relationship or music. Anyone. You're free.
Yeah, for sure. No, I was just highlighting the fact that I'm liking the interview so far because I didn't really know the differences in relation to how Nigeria, how we're separated culturally, and how it impacted the music. And it's good
Yeah.
to know that it really pushed you in your sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
right. I
So
know Ron is most interested in having the conversation with the relationship.
I know. That's why I'm gonna leave that for them. I'm gonna focus on
it
music and I'm gonna let them do that.
it is showing on Ron's face, all over his face. Be like, I want to ask him this question from that angle. Okay, you can go ahead and do that.
It's okay. I'll
I'll
leave
answer
the
those that I can
music
answer.
to them. That's okay. I wanted to ask you. So, which artists would you say have inspired you musically?
Oh my God, Chris Brown.
Oh yeah.
I would die with his love. He's my number one. As a matter
Oh
of
wow.
fact, as a matter of fact, in my head, I don't believe there's anybody better than that guy.
I'm not gonna tell Soldier Boy then, okay?
Uh-huh. You said what?
I'm not gonna tell Soldier Boy.
He has never inspired me. As a matter of fact, I don't know him until I grow up.
Oh, so what inspired your name to be Soldier Boy?
Okay, Soldier Boy, that's why my name is written in Hausa language, SOJABOY. So,
Mm.
in my family, almost everybody is a military personnel.
Mm-hmm.
And then soldier in Nigeria, we call them soldier, SOJA. So I
Oh,
just get this inspiration that if my brothers are all soldiers in the military, then
yeah.
I'm gonna be a soldier in the entertainment.
Oh, I like that.
And that's how I get myself named Soldier Boy. Actually, he's not a guy that I know that long time. I think I know Soldier Boy around 2019, 2018, 19.
Okay. Because I
Yeah,
actually read an article, and the article said that your name was inspired by the American rapper Soldier Boy. So that's why I
that's a
was
fact.
curious. So I'm happy that you clarified
That's
that.
not
Yeah.
that actually that's not true.
Okay.
I got my name inspired from my brothers that are military. I mean that are working into the military, and I just
Okay.
choose that they are soldiers in the field. I'm gonna be a soldier in the music.
Okay. I love
That's how
that.
it come up.
Thank you for sharing that.
That's how it come
Yeah.
up actually. But I'm
Okay.
not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Soldier Boy, like, he's good, he's big,
Yeah,
he's
for sure.
somebody who has achieved a lot and he's still doing great, you know. But I'm just
Mhm.
saying that I am not even fan of his music actually. I
Okay, that's
don't,
fine.
yeah, he's doing great, but like,
Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
even when it comes to rap, I'm that person that I like people like Kendrick Lamar, Eminem,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Drake. I don't go
Mm-hmm.
for trap music. I go for like real hip hop, you know. And
Yeah.
to me, I feel like Soulja Boy is like more of trap music. I don't know. I may be wrong,
Yeah,
but he's
he's
good.
more trap, but he's
He's
a good
good.
artist, and he
Yeah,
does
he's good.
not feel like hip hop in relation to he was one of the first rappers to bring that kind of like fun sound, I
Yeah,
find,
yeah,
especially with that Superman song. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I
I
like
know.
the ratings for that.
Yeah, I
Um
know.
but going back to the previous question, so why is it that you said Chris Brown inspires you then? Why is he your artist?
Okay, so musically,
Mm-hmm.
because I know in the Western world, or let me say America to be specific, due to like Chris Brown problem with his ex girlfriend Rihanna, that
Yeah.
actually bring him so much down. Because if not because of that, Chris Brown would have been the best. I mean, he would have been recognized as the best artist in the world in any genre. But
Mm-hmm.
it happens that they had issue when he was getting big and she was getting big, and
Yeah.
like that become an issue. But I feel like he was a kid that time. He was like a very young boy. That was about 13 to 14 years now, and you every human deserves second chance. But when you go into music, lyrically, melody, you know,
Yeah.
you you can even find somebody like Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Brown is somebody that like you don't hear any repetition of lyrics in his music. When he say one word now, you never hear that type of lyric in the next song. That is talent, And this guy has been dropping album hit singles back to back, no skip, from 2008 till date.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
so and when he's the only person that when it comes to melody, even when Chris Brown was performing like a live performance, for him to even make a cough on the mic, it sounds like a song. So I don't know how people trying to, like mix your personal character into the talent. Talent is different from personal character. He fucked up that time, but people need to like get over that because people need second chance. Everybody deserves second chance. And other than that, if you check, like any other thing about Chris Brown has been good. I don't want to go into personal life because sometimes they can say people get involved into like maybe taking some, like maybe smoking or that is his
Yeah,
personal
yeah,
life. I don't care about
for
that.
sure.
I want to talk about music.
Exactly.
Tell me one year that come and go without Chris Brown dropping minimum of one or two hits that will go globally.
For sure, for
But
sure.
like people keep on and go back and check his interview that he did recently. This guy wrote so many songs that become a hit for other artists without even
I know, I
recognizing
saw
his name
that
as
one.
a writer.
Yeah, I saw that one.
So like to me, you dance almost after Michael Jackson. There's nobody like that can dance like a Chris Brown. You sing from the day you come out till this minute. You are Chris Brown is supposed to be considered as somebody who's an old school singer, but he blend into any region.
Yeah.
Like a generation. Like genius. Not only that, go into like dance music. I mean dance hall music, like reggae music. You find Chris Brown blending into it.
I know.
Come to Afrobeat.
Afrobeat too, yeah.
He almost become an Afrobeat artist. So like this guy with this so much talent, he's an artist that can draw so perfectly, dance so perfectly, sing so perfectly. I don't know what anybody can say. Chris Brown is the best artist in the world for me, and he remained the best for me.
I like that.
And I get a lot of like sound. I listen to it almost every day. Even today, I listen to the whole album, 1111. I listen to the whole album today. I always
Nice,
think,
nice.
so like he's the best for me. I love him. I love his music, and I think for any other fan who keep being offended by what he did in the past, please let that go. I promise you, Chris Brown cannot do that again now. Never.
Yeah, yeah.
He's grown man now.
So, Soja, but I wanted to ask you, so would you say that you draw elements of inspiration from Chris Brown's sound into your music?
I'm not gonna say sound, but I would say music in general. He inspired me because I
Okay.
sing in Afrobeat slash Afro Hausa, and he is a strictly R&B singer. Although he switched into pop and everything, even rap. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like he's good.
Okay. So who else
Yeah,
would you
but
say
he's the
is
biggest impression for me. Let
okay,
me answer
great.
that.
So which other artists would you say have inspired you musically?
I love The Weeknd.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I love Caesar.
Nice.
I love the way she sounds so much. Nicki Minaj is the biggest queen for me forever when it comes to female. I don't care whether
Yeah.
you sing blues, reggae, rap, or what. As long as Nicki Minaj is standing, she's my number one.
She's the queen.
She's the raw talent, like a full talent.
Yeah,
And
most
I love Drake, but like I'm not that big fan, but I love him, because I think he's so much versatile.
yeah,
He can
yeah.
switch genders into.
He
But
is.
but when you come to rap, my number one rap artist, or let me say hip hop artist, would definitely be Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, then followed by Eminem,
Mm.
then 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Drake, anyone that can follow. Everybody's great, but Kendrick Lamar is my number one.
Yeah. Thank you for
Mhm.
sharing that.
Thank you.
If I could add, yeah, if I could ask, Richard Boy, I noticed you have a lot of singles. I don't. I was looking through Spotify, just trying to find out if you have albums and stuff like that. And I was thinking, have you released albums? And what are you planning to do next? I like to know what people have in the future for them. Are you planning to do more singles? To do an album? I know I'm working on somebody with an album right now because I've done singles, but singles to me are a hard sell because as soon as you write one, they're asking, radio stations are asking, what else have you done? So it's nice to be able to point an album. Of course, you're never going to win many awards writing singles unless it comes from an album, so to speak. That's what I found, anyways. So what are your plans for the future?
So I did release an EP in February 2021.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it is titled King Africa. And since then, I've been so much engaged into so many things. But I'm supposed to actually drop an album by now. But I promise you, before the end of 2024, there will be an album from SOJABOY.
Woohoo!
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will be,
Is it going to all focus on Afrobeat? What do you think? Going to span up more than Afrobeat? What do you think about that? I know it's too early to tell.
Yeah, so I'm going to mix it up, both the local songs and the Afrobeat songs, because as it is right now, you guys may not be seeing me that much in the Western world, but I promise you, I'm getting so much bigger and bigger in Africa, especially from my region. So I don't want to leave them. I don't want to leave them behind. I want to make sure that I put some that they can feel into, because um let's say 60% of the listeners from my region, they don't care about anything that has to do with English. You know, they are strictly Hausa people. So, like, I think it would be so justified if I can put, like, let's say if the album is gonna have like 10 tracks, maybe 4 Hausa songs, then 6 Afrobeat songs. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
A friend of mine from Lagos was saying that he noticed that it's that Hausa accent that you have that he noticed in your songs. What does that mean how is that different from Afrobeat? You can explain to listeners how is that different?
Yeah, so Hausa is a language that is a language on its own. It's not like a pidgin language. So, like, we have a pidgin English, which is like just like a broken English, which 90, or let me say 60% of Nigerians can speak. And regardless of being Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, whatever tribe, we centralize ourselves as that language, as a general language. So if you sing with that language, that broken English, it is strictly being Afrobeat. But when you sing in your own language, like let's say you speak completely in Yoruba, or you sing completely in Yoruba, or you sing completely in Igbo or Hausa, that automatically not gonna pick. It's not gonna be fixed into. It's not gonna be fit into Afrobeat. So that's why I'm trying to create a genre called Afro Hausa. I always call myself Afro Hausa. If you Google that, you're gonna see like it will state you that Usman SOJABOY is a combine of Afrobeat singer and Afro Hausa singer. So I'm trying to push that genre because, funny enough, Nigeria has over 240 population, but only my region has over 120 million. So we are the largest, but unfortunately, we do not control. Like, we are not participating into anything that has to do with entertainment. And entertainment is the biggest way and the key to promote any culture.
Yes.
So that's why now, the video is Yoruba. Whiskey is Yoruba. Thames Yoruba. Yemi Alade Yoruba. Tiwa Savage Yoruba. A lot of them. So, like, when they are all Yoruba now, and they always put one or two words into, and like one or two words of Yoruba language into their music, you're gonna find out about Yoruba, and then whatever they wanna do, whether maybe in the music video they put on their culture, you're gonna see that, and you're gonna know that this come from Nigeria and come from Afrobeat. Now, you couldn't see Hausa because there is not much artists from Hausa who can actually do what these people are doing. So, and that's what I'm trying to do. Maybe later in future, the young generation coming up, they're going to be pushing and pushing. But unfortunately, we have we have artists that sing, but they are strictly into singing Hausa songs. They don't
So
try to go into Afrobeat. So that's why I'm trying to do the both sides.
is it a different beat then from Afrobeat, or is it a different feel to it? What's the difference between Hausa and Afrobeat then? Or is it just
The
the
difference
language?
is the lyrics, because the lyrics
Yeah.
could be speak into two different language. The Afrobeat is gonna be speak. The lyrics is gonna be like sounding from broken English, which is pidgin English.
Right.
While the one that is not Afrobeat the lyric is gonna come out from Hausa language.
Mm.
So, but the beat can actually be the same because in Africa now, every song's fit in Amapiano. So,
Oh, yeah.
if you listen to Nishadi, you can see that the beat is the same with Wizkid, Burna Boy, and the video's
Yeah.
beat. But my lyrics is different because I speak in Hausa. Yeah.
And then to add to that, your sound is a little bit different. Your sound is very different, even though you stick to the same Afrobeat kind of mentality, but then the
Uh-huh.
sound is crisp, very beautiful, and then well recorded, well
Uh-huh.
mixed. Everything is so perfect, lyrics wise and instrumental wise. Once you listen to it, it's quite different. I mean,
It is.
I love it. I really love it. I do. There's no doubt about it.
Thank
What
you. I
challenge?
appreciate
Yeah,
that. Honestly, it's
oh,
different.
it is.
Yeah.
What challenges have you faced in your career, and how did you overcome them?
Oh my God.
Let's stay away from TV, okay?
You
Stay away from
become there. So
Yeah.
I am still in challenges.
Okay.
I can say that I'm still in challenges because, okay, listen, I make music. I mean, I make money through music and movie. But as I'm talking to right now, up to this minute, my mom will look at me and be like, "When are you going to stop this singing? When are you going to stop this music?" You know, because it is not a business that my culture accept. That's why you didn't see our people into Afrobeat that much. But it is not like it being taboo. It's just like culturally wise, our people doesn't actually accept entertainment in general. It just come at the era that we're in 21st century, everything has gone into digital life. So whether you like it or not, you're gonna see. Because even if you don't like to see music, you hold your phone,
Yes.
you're doing something, an advert can come up and you see.
Mm-hmm.
So in where I come from, movie is mostly accepted than even music. You know? So I'm still facing challenges when it comes to like a family acceptance into the entertainment. And I also have the challenges that the business is not from where I come from, so it becomes so much difficult to meet different culture, different language, to tell them that you are going to be in their business when they are the one that has the whole business in their hands and you don't. For example, let me give you this example. There's a music company from the Western world. Let me say, America. There's a music company called Empire.
Okay.
Empire come into Nigerian music and they sign so many artists. Now, these people, Empire, when they come to Nigeria, they go strictly to Yoruba people
Yeah.
because Yoruba people are the one that own almost the whole music in Africa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, me coming from northern Nigeria, it becomes so much difficult to
Mm.
convince a Yoruba man that I'm an artist, I'm singing, even though he knows it,
Yeah.
even though they watch me, they see it becomes so much difficult because I'm gonna be the first to go into that. So it's so difficult. That's
Mm.
why I always focus on my foreign fans like America, Canada, and the rest of the world, because it's difficult for you to make it only you by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes so much difficult. Like, they listen to my music, they recognize me. A lot of them, they know me. Almost everybody, like Whiskey, the video, but they all know me. But I am not from where they are. Like, they
You are the
live
Lone Ranger.
about, yeah, they live different region from where I am. And when you go there, the people who are actually holding the business, they see you as a stranger. They see you as somebody who come from somewhere. So it takes so much, like a struggle to break through. But one thing with me, I promise you, I'm never gonna go down. I'm never gonna give up until I die. As long as I'm breathing, I'll
Good.
get to my destination.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. You see,
Yeah,
you are the Lone Ranger. You've opened
Eh,
up the way, the door for
yeah.
other
For the
Hausa
young to come
artists
up.
to come on. So never
Yeah,
give up. And you know
I will
what?
not.
That's right. I like the zeal
I will
because,
never.
yes, I like the zeal because there are
Yeah,
challenges everywhere. But if you give up,
everywhere.
that's where
Yeah,
you become weak. But then
yeah.
you said something that is very interesting because you know what? when people decide to do things, you cannot stop it because we live in a world where everything is digitalized. You can stay in your home, you can stay anywhere in a cave, do live recording and stuff like that. You can't stop it because we are moving from a phase where we were sort of traditionally controlled. I'm from a culture. I'm from Ghana. I'm an Ashanti. But the thing is that when I was growing up, I never thought I wasn't given the chance to even to go onto the stage, let alone to sing.
Yeah.
I had to be able to do that when I left Ghana and came to Canada. That is where I was able to say, you know what, I'm a musician. Nothing is going to stop me from doing my music because, you know, you suppressed me over there. Now I'm free to do that. And once I was able to overcome that, you know what, I made music. As a matter of fact, in Canada here, I would say that I was one of the few African musicians who against all odds, fought against the system and then put African music on the map in Africa. I mean, in Canada, right here. Because it got to a point where we could not even find a place to play because there were few places where African music was accepted. But I said, no, it's not going to happen. I formed a group called Nakupenda. Nakupenda became so big. And then here we are, after so many years, went through the motion, the grinds and stuff, won the Juno, and here we are. And I'm so proud that you've been able to fight the system, and you know, I'm so proud that you fought the system, and then you made it. There's no doubt about it. And I tip my hat to you, Petra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I was just gonna say, sorry, do you want to say something, SOJABOY?
Say that again.
No, I didn't know SOJABOY was gonna say something.
Oh.
No, I'm fine. I was just saying thank you for the compliment he was giving.
I will always give you compliments because you know what? I love your music. I love you as a brother from another mother.
Thank you.
I will continue to assist you in every way that, you know, we can. And then, you know.
Thank you. I'm trying to come to Canada this year. I want to see maybe the middle of the year or end of the year. I don't know. But I'll try to come this year.
We are here.
I was in UK.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I was in UK. I did my tour in UK and it was great.
Nice.
You know, it was so much great. I wasn't expecting what I saw. I was like, what? You know, I was so even some of the places that I was not even planned to visit. You know, like they were making some requests, and then we turned up there, and then it was so amazing. You know, like I was so grateful. I was so happy with what I see. So that gives me so much motivation to keep on pushing.
We are waiting for you. Yeah.
Where did you go in England? Did you go to Leeds by any chance?
I was in Leeds. I was in Manchester. I was in. You are from Leeds?
I'm from Leeds.
Really?
The Leeds girl in Canada.
Beautiful city. I love Leeds. Beautiful city. I love it. I was in Leeds. I was in Birmingham. I was in Manchester. I was in Liverpool.
Nice.
I was in Gloucester. I was in Leicester.
Nice.
I was in Newcastle.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of traveling. It's like up to the top.
I had three events in London. Different. Different locations. It was great.
London's huge.
It was great. It was great. I had a beautiful experience.
That's amazing. It's great to hear. So I wanted to ask you, I mean, with all the traveling and all the great experiences, I'm sure you've gained a lot of wisdom. So I wanted to ask you, what kind of wisdom would you share to a younger SOJABOY, a younger version of you, or to the youth that want to follow in your footsteps, either in movies, television, music? Like, what advice would you give to them?
So advice that I would tell anybody who is coming up or who has the dream like a SOJABOY, even bigger than SOJABOY. First of all, you need to believe in yourself for whatever you do. Second of all, you need to let the people know who you are. Because there's one funny thing that people don't understand. What you call yourself is what people will call you.
Mm.
How you dress, that is how you're gonna be addressed.
Wow. Like
I'll
it.
give you an example. If you know Burna Boy was one of the most underrated artists in Nigeria. Nobody believed in such. I mean, Burna Boy when he was growing up. He started calling himself the African giant. Now, either you're an artist, you sing or you didn't sing, or you are a fan, you have no option than to call Burna Boy African giant because he is.
Mm.
You know, so
Sure,
you
sure.
say what you wanna be, you work towards that, you let the people see you for who you want them to see you,
Mm-hmm.
and they got no option or choice than to see you the way you want them to see you. So my word is just like focus on yourself, work on what you wanna do, believe in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
keep pushing, don't get tired, and then you get there.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very profound words. I was making
Yes.
notes, Soldier Boy. So I like that for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, honestly, that is the thing because as long as you come out with something, you enjoy it, there
Mm-hmm.
are minimum of 10 people within your community that will also enjoy it.
Exactly.
So you may be so unlucky the first time that you bring it out. People around you that time they may not like it, but when you keep on pushing, you spread it to the outer. I mean, like more audience. You find
Mm-hmm.
maybe one or two. Once you see you have two, one or two, keep pushing. They're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
grow to three and four. From
Wow.
there, it start growing, growing, growing until you get discovered by everyone.
Nice. Wonderful
Yeah,
advice. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron, did you want to jump in then?
Well, it's interesting. As we all three of us know, TYB, Petra, and I know, you're going to make more money playing live performances these days than you ever will with recordings because of the digital age that we're in, where everything is Spotify. You can share it all over the place. Do you do
Yep.
much in the way of live performances? You go on stage. Of course, many Africans have this problem about or lack of experience of standing on a stage. And if you do, if you don't, why or why not don't you or do you? And
I
how do
believe
you go
that.
about doing that?
I believe that. So I already have a company in America. It's called Media Service. I mean Media Famous. And the owner of the company is actually a Grammy award winning producer. And he is recognized almost everywhere in the music industry. So all I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to make sure that I got my visa to go to United States. Then from there, go to Canada and everywhere, and then I believe you, I'm gonna make so much money from live performance because I see that when I go to UK, I make crazy money. I never thought I can make it in UK, and I was like, ooh, okay, all right, we're gonna be pushing with this, no?
Yeah.
It's certainly more
Yeah, but
affluent than
but
recording.
I just feel like I get my bigger fan base in the Western world, and I think I need to focus on them because they appreciate and love what I do. So it's better I focus instead of focusing on the other side, and then the fan base start losing interest or start losing hope. Not losing interest actually, but losing hope. They'll be like, okay, it's been long, he didn't drop anything. What's going on with him? Okay, no more music, not So that's why I feel like instead of focusing from back home, yeah, I'll be giving back home. I'll be giving a little by little, but I have to make sure that I maintain the fan base I already have. Because I feel like I'm the only artist from Africa that grew up from Western world back home. Like
Mm.
when I was working back home here, I was actually like before the show, I was actually not that big. I'm not big at all. Nobody know me. Like only few people know me. I have maybe let's say maximum of 5 million that knows me. But right now, they when TLC come down to Nigeria, they pick my content. They make the content to be their own content and they push it down there because they have bigger audience and they have bigger way of promotion. I become like globally watched. So I become like from America back to Africa. I'm just like an African artist living I mean, American artists living in Africa.
For sure.
If I can add or ask about this, a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians I know talk about a visa and they want to use this to get into places like you're saying, like Canada and the United States. What is the process like? How difficult is it to get these? I know in Canada we just go and apply, and if you're a Canadian citizen, you
You
get a
don't
visa.
want to know.
Yeah, and
Ron,
this is what they come with the same expression you have on your face and talk to me about
Ron,
this. Yeah.
Ron, you don't want to know, Ron. Let me tell you, American visa for any Nigerian is the biggest. I don't think there is anything that is frustrating as like seeking for American visa for any Nigerian.
You're not the
You
first to
know,
say this.
let me give you one story, or let me just tell you this story, right? Um, based on the requirement for anybody to go to America, it says that you should be able to, like be somebody who can take care of himself,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so that they will believe that when you are going to America, you're not gonna run, right? Because every country doesn't want anybody to go to their country and become liability, right? Which is understood, which I think is something to be concerned about. But somebody like me, I'm not like trying to brag. Somebody like me, who has so much, who is literally being considered to be a rich young man in Africa. But when I apply for visa, I apply for American visa and I get denied last year. So I'm trying to apply again. And I was invited by United Nations. You can imagine. As long as you are a Nigerian, it's so difficult. As long as you carry Nigerian passport, it's so difficult. You just have to keep on trying. If you get it, you get it. If you didn't get it, fine. Because for me, I only want to go to any country with the interest of I want to go there and come back as a global citizen. I deserve that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in America, if you want to get American visa easily as a Nigerian, you just have to get a woman who you can be in relationship with, let her file for you either spouse visa or keep on visa. So, and me, I become stubborn because none of the lady that you see with me that did not give me the idea of let's file, and I'll be like, no, I'll get my visa based on either music or for
Yeah,
tourists.
for sure.
Because also the visa that is like maybe K1 visa or spouse visa, there are so many inconveniences attached to it that I cannot stand. Number one, there is no way I can go into the world that I will stay more than 2 months without coming back to Nigeria, no matter how beautiful, how sweet it is.
Yeah.
When you go, when you go on a visa that is filed by woman, first of all, you have to stay in America until you get green card. Now, for a person to get green card will take you minimum of 6 months. There is no way I can be in any country 6 months without coming to Nigeria.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's why I did not allow both Kimbali, Kiara, Lisa, and never let any of them. Because if I do honestly believe me, by now I would have had the green card. But that is not the goal because I feel like having green card is not a goal. Because those who were born in America with the passport, you can still found homeless here. So why will I struggle myself for green card when I'm actually doing well? I have houses here, cars here, company here. If you go in my YouTube channel, you can see my movie that I produce. I just produced now in Barbados, UK, and Nigeria, and even Scotland. So when I have all this money to travel, take care of myself, pay for the crew, shoot for me, why will I struggle and spend almost 2 to 3 years pursuing a paper that is not going to feed me? That paper is not feeding me. Whether you have green card or you have passport or you don't have nothing, as long as you're in America, you have to work in order to survive. And not only in America, in everywhere in the world, you have to work. You cannot just get to America and then the American government will be like, oh, welcome to America. We're going to be giving you $10,000 every month since you get to America. No, you have to work. Even after working, you have to pay the tax. Like in Nigeria now, if I make $100,000, I'm not going to give Nigerian government dime out of it. I'll go with my money free. But if you make like $10,000 in America, America will take minimum of $3,000. So why?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pay tax.
Yeah.
If you how much you make in a month, people will be telling you that they make $100,000 in a year after tax, and that is considered to be doing well. I make more than $300,000 in a year without no tax. And don't forget, if I make $100,000 in Nigeria, it's not like $100,000. I mean, if I make $100,000 from America, if I make that same amount in Nigeria, I make millions. Like, yeah, la. Because if you get $100,000, you live in America, you spend $100,000. When I get $100,000 in Nigeria, I spend $100,000. What I can get, you cannot even get quarter.
I
Any
know.
house that you can buy in America with $1 million, I can buy that same house in Nigeria with $500,000.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
You
I
know what I
know.
mean?
Go
So
further.
this is the reason. This is the reason why I don't feel like, because I'm sorry to say this, but I feel like if I go to America through woman, there's going to be an issue. Number one, she is the key to my life. They are not giving me visa because of me. They're giving me visa because of her. I am not used to the person that will be caged. I am always a hustler, working from movie to music, from music to car business, from car business to politics. How am I going to stay in a house waiting for my woman to bring food for me? That doesn't make sense.
And your TV show sure does.
Yeah, that's what the TV show will show you, because the show is for American gold, not African gold. That is why if you watch the show, 90% of all the people that are not from America, they'll always be the one to be seen as villain. Go and watch the show. If you watch the show, I promise you, anybody who is out of America will be seen as somebody who is like the bad guy or the bad girl. Why? Because the show is primarily for American and Americans. But at the end of the day, I just don't want to pay attention to that. I just feel like, who knows me knows me. At least you watch the TV, you get entertained. That is what you subscribe for. So if
Exactly.
you want to see me as a bad guy, left on you. If you want to know me in person, then let's meet. When we meet, you're gonna find out if I'm a bad guy or good guy. But as long as you can just see me on TV and you believe what you see on TV, that's fine. That's okay. I can't change it. I'm not gonna get worried about that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting ready to wrap up, and Petra, you have a last short question, and we'll get SOJABOY to get the listeners to link up with his social media platforms. And do you have any last question, Petra?
Yeah, for sure. One thing just came to mind, just kind of just touching base with what he just mentioned, because you make a really good point. When people see people on television, they create a level of perception about them that may or may not be true, you know? And I really like how you approached it when you said, how they view me is how they view me. And if they view me that way, that's their problem. I really love how you have that level of like thick skin, and also just the way you approach it. How do you get to that point? How do you get to the point where it doesn't bother you how people view you based upon how you're perceived through the TV show?
Yeah, I think that's just the best way for anybody who come on TV. Regardless of whether it is a reality TV show or film or whatever thing that you've been watched that has been produced and directed, main reason is for it to be entertained. That is just the reason why you watch it. So
Exactly.
I feel like for me to start worrying myself for who doesn't know me, it doesn't even make sense to me. Yeah, sometimes we're all humans, and then you have emotions. But I always try to control. I feel like this one will be like a pay. I'll be like, you know what, Usman, these people doesn't know you. They only know what they watch. So that's fine. And at the end of the day, even though you don't like me, once they say Usman Sojaboy is on TV, you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna miss it. Let me go and watch. I'm making money with you. I'm making money with you. So whether you like it or not, you are a fan, you watch, you enjoy, you entertain, that's fine. Take me as a bad guy, that's no problem. Like, I think time is coming that you're gonna know whether I'm a bad guy or not. And if I don't have any opportunity Like, you are not living around me. People around me are the one that I care about, because they are the one that if I'm sick, they'll take me to hospital. They are the one
Exactly.
that if I'm happy, they will come and celebrate with me. But you are a fan who enjoy my content from the show, and you are trying to judge. Okay, go ahead and judge. Like, there's nothing I can do about it.
True. For sure. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that.
Thank you so much.
And I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
appreciate the interview. Thank you. TYB?
You're
And
welcome.
thank you, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank
I think
you.
we've
Awesome.
gone past the allotted time, but it was worth it. And we've gotten some more information. I've learned a lot this afternoon with you again, and I hope and pray that the success that you've achieved and the challenges that you've overcome would
Amen.
help open the doors for so many other young people. And I'm so proud of you that
Thank you.
speaking that great about Africa, because there's nothing wrong with Africa. Africa is not poor. Africans are rather poor, and
Hey,
you
hey,
have proven.
listen. Let me leave you with this.
Mm.
It is not even there is nothing wrong with Africa, and it is not even like Africa is not poor. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Africa is the richest continent on the planet Earth.
That's right.
If you don't want to believe it,
Mhm.
just try to get into politics. You understand. A
Yes.
common man will not understand,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
when you get into politics, you understand that everything comes from Africa.
Mm.
Gold, diamond, like a crude oil, whatever you want to talk about. It come from Africa. The problem we have in Africa is the leaders. And I
Leadership.
Yeah.
believe day is coming that the leaders are going to change. Because listen, America is about 400 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria is not even up to 100.
Mhm.
Do you know
So we'll
that the
get there.
reason why America has legalized weapon was during the time that they get colonized? The insecurity becomes so much hard, just like the way it is in Africa now, that you just have to protect yourself. And that's why they legalized the weapon then. And now it becomes so much hard that people are using it for criminal activity, and they cannot control it. So, like, we, even with the criminal activities, we can still control our people not to hold the weapon, because when you hold the weapon, you are a human. You may go and do something wrong with it. So Africa is not able like that. It's not wrong. Africa has nothing wrong. It's just the struggle of growing. That by the time Africa will get to any country that will get to 200 to 300 years, Africa will be better than any other continent in the world. I promise you that. We may not live
Amen.
to see it, but maybe our grandchildren will see it.
Yeah, true.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what? You've
TYB, you were
shared.
talking
Yeah.
about that today.
Yeah, you are echoing what I did in the morning with the program Today's
Yeah.
Africa, and you are expressing the same sentiment,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that. And can you give listeners out there, so many of them out there, how they can get in touch or your social media platforms, and how they can get Sila, my best track?
Yeah. So all my music is on all digital platforms. Just go to either Spotify, Deezer, Amazon, iTunes, Apple Music, Audiomack, Boomplay. Just type Sojaboy, Boy, SOJABOY, with no space, and all my tracks will come out in any platform you go to. That's one. Then my social media handles are official Sojaboy, Boy. OFFICIAL SOJABOY, no space, just everything joined together. Official Soldier Boy on all social media: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, you know, Facebook. Facebook is Usman Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is there. Just write Soldier Boy, everything will come out. So I'm official Soldier Boy everywhere, and on YouTube I'm also SOJABOY, Soldier Boy, Soldier Boy TV. You're gonna see that, and all my music and my movies are out there. So please go and watch my movie. I have a movie called Yahoo Boy, and it's out there. Season one is out. I have from episode 1 to 13. And to tell you that it's doing well, I don't have any episode that is less than 100,000 views. So I think it's growing. So
Nice.
go there and watch. And season 2 is coming out soon.
Nice.
Awesome,
Very nice.
awesome,
Yeah, cool.
awesome.
Gonna check it
Yeah,
out.
And
yeah, you're
we,
easy to find. I found you.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you so
It's
much. I
been
really
so,
appreciate you
yeah,
guys.
it's been so great having you. I hope this is not a goodbye. It's just a
No, no,
second
no.
hello. So
No.
we'll get you
Yeah.
back again And
Amen.
we are going to be waiting for you when you get to Canada. And I promise you, Love the Afrobeat Music Talk Radio is your radio station. And you know what? You are one of us. Until
Thank you
then,
so much.
folks, there you
Thank you.
have it. Soldier
Thank
Boy, the man himself, the
Yep.
TNC star.
Yep.
We've had a very great conversation. I've learned a lot of things about who he is, and I hope you have done the same thing too. Until next week, when we bring our next guest, who's going to be Rocky Dawuni, a two-time Grammy Award nominee. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.
Bye, Love Bay family.